Welcome FH1 family. I'm number uno, my brother TJ, and welcome to part 2 of Did They Get It Right?
Absolutely. Excited to be here. Let's get right into it.
Let's do it. So we're gonna start off with the Magic. Paolo Banchero.
Banchero. Did Orlando get it right? Originally, I felt that it was just a safe pick by Orlando in picking Paolo, and I can say that I've been pleasantly surprised with his play. I think that they absolutely hit it out of the park. I don't know where I was at thinking that he was just, going to be okay. I've been very impressed, and quite honestly, he's looking like an all-star caliber player. I believe they're on pace to win, about 8 to 10 more games than they did last year. I would attribute that a lot to him as well as Bobo starting to develop. And, I think they kind of have something in Orlando, and I think Paolo's going to win Rookie of the Year.
Oh, yeah.
So we were both kind of even on it, but I think the reality is Orlando definitely got it right.
Yeah. So, like TJ said, I agree. They got it right. I wasn't sold on that Banchero pick, when it first came on, just because I thought, he wasn't the role that they needed to fill. Numbers speak for themselves, like TJ says. They're already up 8 games from they were last year. They'll probably win another 2 to 3, so that's 10 more games this year they're going to win over last year. So numbers speak for themselves. He's played phenomenal. He's having a good rookie season. They got it right.
Absolutely.
Number 2 pick in the draft, Chet Holmgren. Unfortunately, we cannot tell you anything.
I mean, it's unfortunate because I was really looking forward to see how he was going to perform. I believe that he had played pretty well in the summer league and such, and so I was expecting him to, have a good, strong rookie season, but injuries happen. I remember this happened to Blake Griffin. It happened to Zion. I'm trying to think of another couple of guys. I will say, though, that Shea has turned into a bona fide star player. Josh is playing well. They have some pieces, and I think they moved up from last year the same time being at 14 all the way up until currently in the 7th spot, a game behind Golden State. So right in that play-in, and depending on how this all shakes out, they could be potentially a 6 seed, 5 seed, and that would be very strong. And I think with Chet coming back next season, that's a lot to build on. I think they have a good future ahead. So unfortunately, we can't say if they got it right or not in regard to Chet, but OKC is trending in the right direction.
Yeah, definitely, I agree. Like we said last year as well, the addition of Josh Giddey, it's shown. It's shown. They now have 2 years under their belt, playing together. Like I said, once they get Chet back,
he can come in and be a 20-point per game guy for them.
Oof.
They're gonna have something.
Yeah, they're gonna have something
noise.
there. Yeah. Those Nuggets, Grizzlies, those guys are gonna be in trouble. All right. We're moving on to the number 3 pick, Jabari Smith Jr.
Okay. In the case of Jabari, I still think he's either the best or second best player in that draft. Potential-wise and upside-wise, I still love his upside. I still love his size. I know he's averaging about 7 rebounds. Was he at about 12, 13 points a game so far this year on the Houston team that's not very good and still trying to figure out who they are and what they're doing. I'm not sure what Houston's identity is, but I do think that they have some good young players. I think he fits, and I still feel like when it's all said and done, I don't know if it's going to be in Houston or not, but he's going to be an all-star caliber 24, 25, and 12, 13-point game, type of guy shooting 40% from 3. I still believe he'll be that. So for me, this one so far with this season, I mean, they haven't improved much record-wise. I think that they got it right because of just his skills and ability, and I think he's having a decent season. So that's my opinion on
Okay.
Jabari.
I feel the same way. The kid's gonna build into his own frame. He's gonna, develop. He's gonna continue to develop. He's still the youngest player in this draft. Not having KPJ and Jalen Green there for a significant amount of time, those injuries. He's a kid still, so I still think they got it right, regardless of what their record says. They're, like you said, they're building. They're still building. We don't know their identity. We don't know where they're going. But anyways, moving on to Keegan Murray, Sacramento.
So this is one we had a lot of conversation about. I guess you have to say they got it right because Sacramento's currently third in the West, a tough West this year especially. But for me, I don't know how much of that I attribute to him specifically. I think he fills his role, so I think that for me it's the same thing I said about him last year. He's a good player. He was 22. He's like 23 or so now, so he's a little bit more mature than the other younger players that they have just due to age. But ultimately, I guess they got it right. At the end of the day, they're a strong team. He's playing a role in where they are as far as being a strong team. He's starting playing, 30 minutes or so a night. I think he's shooting like 40% from three, right?
Yeah.
So shooting the ball very well from three, which is always a big thing. It spreads the floor. So, I guess based on that, Sacramento got it right. Now, where that's going to head as far as him being a featured guy moving forward, I still don't know if I'm sold on that, but that remains to be seen. But record-wise, of all the guys, all the rookies from the draft last year, I can say he's definitely having the most team success.
Yes, 100%. If we gotta look at who's having the biggest impact, well, right now Keegan Murray is, because if we look at this year, they're in third, and last year, they're in 12th.
Wow.
That's a huge.
They went from 30 wins last season to already 43.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So, if we gotta look at which rookie has had the biggest impact, it's definitely Keegan Murray. But I still agree with you. I agree with you as far as I'm not sold on him being the featured guy. The featured guy is De'Aaron Fox. Would it have been different if they would have drafted Jaden Ivey and had that two guard, sensation? I don't know. Maybe, the dynamic may not have been the same. I don't know. All I do know is that Sacramento got it right. We weren't even sure where they were going. They got it right because they knew that bringing in Sabonis after year 2, playing with De'Aaron's becoming, he's a star player. I'm not sure if I'm going to say he's a superstar yet, but he's having a great season. A great season for I'm really impressed. I'm a De'Aaron Fox fan myself. So keep on moving, Sacramento. Keep on moving. You're doing it. You're doing it.
Yeah.
All right. So moving on to Mr. Jaden Ivey. Did Detroit get it right?
He's having a very strong rookie campaign. Detroit's kind of a mess. His strong rookie campaign is not necessarily translating to a dramatic win share. In fairness, they're a young team. They've had some injuries. They're doing different things. They added James Wiseman late in the season. Cunningham went down. So a lot of things play a factor in that. But him individually, I think he's having a pretty strong season. So based on his production, his numbers, where I think he's going to be impactful in the future, I would say that they also got it right. It's just that they still have to continue to develop the rest of the team and put pieces in place. And I think he can be either the second best player on that team, even if he's the third best and he's giving you, 20-8, 20-9, which I think he can get to,
Oh, yeah.
that's pretty solid. So
Oh, yeah,
I think they definitely have.
That's what you're looking
future
for.
with it.
Yeah, that's what you're looking for in your point guard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when Cunningham comes back, is this going to be a 2-point guard deal, or is Cunningham going to stick to the shooting guard?
I would assume he's going to play the two, and they kind of have that hybrid backcourt where they're both kind of, they're both the point guard, but they're kind of just working together. So that's what my assumption is going to be, is the way that they're going to play that. Because Cunningham was playing phenomenally well.
Yeah.
So
the season ended.
I think that they're looking at it like, they can have a very strong backcourt.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I guess one thing we can say so far, even the ones that we weren't sure if they got it right, every team has hit so far.
Yeah.
Well, the top 5 teams that we spoke about has hit so far. So the future is looking bright in the NBA.
Absolutely.
There's, these kids they came in strong. Paolo came in strong. Like we said, Chet didn't get to play. Jabari came in strong for his role, for his position. Keegan Murray has definitely taken a positive effect to his team. Whether it's the team. Remember, it's all a team sport. He's doing his job.
Correct.
And Sacramento's playing well. You can see it. Jaden Ivey, like we said, he's been affected through injuries with his team. Just kind of a mess. Individually, he's had a good season himself, stat wise. So far, every team got it right this year. So good job. I'm happy to see where the NBA is going. The young talent that is out there.
Yes.
I'm excited.
It's exciting time.
It's exciting time. Like you want to turn on the TV and watch games, right, more often than you did before, just because of these human highlights.
I think the league is in good hands as we start to transition a little bit out of the LeBron, KD, Steph, Chris Paul era. They're aging a little bit. They're coming down to, I'd say, the last, let's call it 3 to 5 years of their careers.
Yeah.
You'll see these younger guys emerging, and there's a lot of talent around the league. So it's an exciting time to be a witness to that.
Yeah, definitely, I agree. Thank you so much for watching. Anything you want to recap?
No, I feel good. We're going to be able to bring you guys more content now that we have a stable home and we're able to, get together the way that we need to and give you more of what you need and more of our commentary and our review on all things NBA and basketball. So exciting times ahead. I'm looking forward to it.
Likewise, again, FH1 family, thank you so much for watching. We sincerely appreciate it. Have a great day.
Have a great one.
Peace.